Cool. So welcome everyone. Thank you to our self-care and service practice in the love, peace, and harmony field. My name is Laurie and honored to be with you as a love, peace, harmony community organizer or facilitator. And we will continue today we were working on developing relationships or being able to, whether it's for a partner or even you can use this for yourself or a loved one. It could be like children, grandchildren, colleagues, friends, and more. So we'll start with our check-in, and then we'll do the relationship tip, and then we will do a visualization with the love, peace, harmony field, and then talk about some next steps. So let's take this time to check in to see how you are feeling. And we usually use these monitoring gauges, thoughts, emotions, bodily symptoms and sensations, and actions and behaviors, reflection on the past week. And we're noticing them without judgment or attachment. The primary and key principle is to be aware, because if we're aware of how we are in any moment, we have the opportunity to shift and change and move in that positive direction. Any of these areas, and if it's going to the more negative side, may mean that you are in need of more self-care so you can better serve, right? So when we can serve with our more positive, optimistic presence and thoughts, happy, peaceful emotions, or when we're also feeling comfortable, pain-free, we feel better. Our mind is able to focus more. And in looking at our actions or behaviors, this is where they may result. When we are feeling great in the top three, we are more inclined to be more loving, kind, helpful. Whereas when we are feeling overstressed or even a little stressed or negative in these areas, our quality of service can be affected. So we will just want to notice where you are in this moment. You can give yourself a number from 0 to 10 on how positive, or it could be on the other way, how much you need support. Whichever way you want to do it is fine. You just want to keep track and allow the numbers to go in that positive direction for you. And so today, what we're going to do is we want to check in and continue our relationship enhancement tips. And these are from the book. It is for relationships, The Love Prescription, 7 Days to More Intimacy, Connection, and Joy. And these are by John and Julie Schwartz-Gottman, and they are well known in the field of research, primarily with married couples. However, many of their suggestions I found can be very helpful, whether we're developing a relationship with ourselves or with another person. Okay. And today, the last few weeks, we talked about making contact and turning towards people's attempts at making contact, creating love maps, meaning we are being curious about the other person without judgment, trying to notice their internal world. And today is about saying thank you. Okay, we've talked about gratitude before, And we will talk more about that as well as changing our perspectives. So they mentioned in this book that there was a study found by a couple of researchers, and they found that couples that were unhappily married missed 50% of the positive things that the other partner did. So they came to that conclusion that happily married couples weren't necessarily doing more sweet and helpful things for each other. They were just simply better at seeing their partner doing them. So they were able to recognize and acknowledge the positive things. And actually, in my work too, as a psychologist, I found that that is quite true. It is about how people are overlooking some of the positive things that others around, especially their partners, might be doing. So there is this term that a psychologist called Robert Weiss coined. It is this negative sentiment override. So it is a term to describe what happens when negative feelings about a relationship become so strong and habitual that they negatively color the positive moments that are happening in front of you. And I find that it is not only for marriage relationships, but it could be for colleagues, it could be for family members, that your history becomes clouded. And so everything they do, we don't pick up the positive things, so we might take it for granted. And we're kind of nitpicking on the negative. Okay, so even if they try to do more helpful things, this negative sentiment override a lot of times just kind of just negatively impacts. So it's really hard for them to still see the improvement. So again, they mentioned that when one focuses on the negative, they miss the positives and the neutral events, and then their interactions are tinged with negative interpretations. So again, they may misperceive, it might be just negatively perceived. So again, it doesn't help how we feel. So that can add for some of us the stress level, right? Because we might think colleagues or employers or our partners are not being helpful or kind or positive, but it may be because our lens are negatively tinged or not opening up to the more positive perspective. So we're going to talk about the power of positive perspective. And they talk about retraining our brain. So some of us may already be on this positive perspective train, and that's great. What we can do is take it to the next level, okay? Because many of us think that we're positive, including myself, but we're told by close family members like, no, like when you got a gift or when your food came, at a place that you notice what they can improve rather than what was great about it, So a lot of times we can take our positive to the next level. We might not even be aware, and that's really helpful. So we are retraining our brains to scan for the positives, not the negatives. Many times we are trained to analyze, to give feedback, and a lot of times the feedback what we're trained to do is to improve the negative feedback, right? Even though it is, we might find it like a critical or helpful feedback, our minds are trained to see what's wrong, what we can do better, which is helpful in a way, but we want to, first of all, really get good at scanning the positives first, okay? I remember seeing an article about a teacher who really focused on this for each of her students. And the students just loved her, and she could appreciate them, would write notes for them, and, was on a TED Talk, and many of her students would write like, yeah, she's a real deal. They really appreciated her positivity. It really helped them go through many things. So scan for the positives. And what we can do here is we're going to note the positive things that you see. If one of the things that cause you stress and interferes with your self-care is partner relationships, you can do it with your partner, but it could be with family members. It could be even with yourself, right? So many times we only see our mistakes and we get really hard on ourselves, but we overlook some of the positive things that we do. And then the third is to say thank you. And this is with sincerity and being able to acknowledge these positive things that you or another person does. Okay, so let's go into the Love, Peace, Harmony Field meditation. So with the Love, Peace, Harmony Field, we believe that everything has its own vibratory field, and each of our vibrational fields are connected in the quantum field of the collective. And when we align with the vibrations of love, peace, and harmony, we can uplift our lives and support the uplifting of the world. And this includes our relationships. So when we are aligned with these more positive messages, our positive perspective can increase or improve, get enhanced. And this then can affect the field around you. So it could be with your partner, it could be with your family or friends, or in your work situation. So think about, or even when you're out to going shopping or, doing errands and you meet other people, this positive vibratory field and you picking up the positives of like the worker who checked you out or, those around you, we can feel better and actually exude that frequency and vibration and message out into the world. So let's do our practice today. So we will do a positive perspective meditation. And we will go back and also, focus on some of the things that we've learned before for those of you who have joined before. So I want you to close your eyes. And first of all, just go inward a bit. Breathe in. Nice and natural. We're going to breathe in the love, peace, and harmony message. Bring it to our lower abdomen. Exhale, let that light expand throughout your body. And I want you to create a scene of love, peace, harmony that makes you feel safe and comfortable. Allow your body to relax, to get into a deeper restorative space. In a previous series of the stress prescription, we talked about getting our baseline to this rest and relaxation, rest and restorative space. And so let's practice that to get ourselves and our bodies feeling relaxed, knowing that we are safe and the messages of love, peace, and harmony are 360 degrees around us. And as we breathe in through our nose, this message comes in and fills us with love, peace, and harmony. You can imagine also that you're breathing in through your pores, so your whole body is absorbing and soaking in this positive message, frequency and vibration of love, peace, and harmony. So let's take a few moments to just get ourselves in the space of love, peace, and harmony. And now notice and just reflect on how your body is feeling. Notice where you might be holding any tension or pain or discomfort, particularly around relationships, And notice where you could benefit. You can reflect on where you could benefit from seeing more positives, okay? So it could be for your partner. If you're noticing, I tend to harp on what they didn't do right or what, they're not doing, rather than appreciating all the little things that they are doing. It could be for yourself or someone that you feel you might have a negative, uh, negatively charged relationship, right? So notice where you might be holding that negative perspective, that negatively charged space. And we're going to breathe in, bring in the light of love, peace, and harmony. And imagine that you're bringing in the message of a positive perspective. Let the love, peace, and harmony melt away any of the negatively charged emotions with the other person. And bring in the message to retrain ourselves to have a more positive perspective. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few moments to just reflect. And again, there's no judgment, no attachment. What we do want is awareness, right? Awareness is key for any transformation. If we are not aware that we're doing something or not doing something, and what effects they have on others and ourselves, we will not even bother to change them because we're not even aware that it's a problem. For instance, many of us may think, I'm very positive, but we're not aware that many things we may say may not be so positive. Okay. And again, we don't have to have judgment on it. We actually can have gratitude because every time maybe someone shares that information with us or we develop our own awareness, we don't have to be hard on ourselves. We can be grateful that we are now awakened and aware so we can transform. And you can do the face meditation. I think we've covered it in one of the sessions. We're going to face every part of ourselves with love, peace, and harmony. FACE is also an acronym. F is to feel and focus on the beautiful, positive messages of love, peace, and harmony. Feel that they are surrounding you 360 degrees above and below you. And through this lens of love, peace, and harmony, and the light, we're going to, like you're shining a spotlight, to feel and focus where you might feel any negatives, negatively charged emotions, or body sensations, or thoughts, where we might hold negatively tinged lens, the negative sentiment override. For another person or even for ourselves. And C is when we notice them, we're not judging them. We are going to compassionately connect to the area that we feel within our bodies. Everything is within us. So it's certainly empowering to know that we can then now change, right? So we're going to just notice where we're holding that. Compassionately connect to C, and E is enlighten. So we're going to bring this light from the love, peace, and harmony field, light from this safe scene that you created, the universe, and just allow that light to illuminate and be absorbed into the area that you feel a bit blocked. or there is some negative interference. And just allow the light and the messages and the frequencies of love, peace, and harmony to do its work. You just have to stay focused on this positive perspective of love, peace, and harmony, kindness and compassion, and let it radiate into that area in your body. And allow yourself to feel this light. So just this exercise and coming to our love, peace, and harmony field meditation weekly can help you train your mind to be connected with love, peace, and harmony, to have a more positive perspective. So this is a way that we are retraining our brain. So you can give congratulations to all of you who are here today and come regularly. Many of you have come several times. For those of you who may be watching this recording on YouTube, first time here, welcome. You can congratulate yourself for making the first step and making yourself all the way to this point in the meditation. So again, the more we train our brains, love, peace, and harmony around us, bringing that love, peace, and harmony within us. And notice who it is that you are thinking of, that you want to have a more positive perspective with, and retrain our brains and our hearts to see and feel the other person in a more positive way. And notice what, maybe you can reflect on a past encounter with them and notice the positives that they were doing. Maybe they were helping other people and noticing like, oh, wow, they're so helpful. Maybe they weren't helping you, but they're helping other people. And you can just say, wow, but they're being really helpful. Maybe they, looked and smiled or asked, hey, did you have something to eat? Or you noticing, the little things. For example, one of the examples they had in the book were parents, right? And the other partner finally recognized what their partner was doing to get their children ready for school, waking them up, getting them to, do their daily hygiene, giving them breakfast, cleaning up, driving them to school, and so forth. Whereas before it was all taken for granted, like, yeah, that's your role. I go off to work. But when they really were able to break things down and see everything that they were doing or being more observant, they could feel greater gratitude and compassion. So notice if there are things that you may have missed that you could maybe acknowledge. Okay? And visualize yourself saying expressing gratitude to them now. Even if they're not here present, you can say thank you. We're doing like a soul connection. And imagine that person receiving these sentiments of gratitude. Feel the gratitude within you increase, right? So this is also for your self-care. Gratitude helps to balance the brain. It helps to produce positive chemicals that make you feel better. So the more we can be in this gratitude and this positive perspective, the better we feel. This is part of our self-care. It will definitely help you in your relationship, but your body, your mood, your perspective can change. So you visualize yourself expressing gratitude. And if it's hard to do, it's okay. You can stay with the face meditation and just allow yourself to imagine the love, peace, and harmony coming into the area that feels that block the negative, that makes it hard for you to maybe connect with that person. There's still some negatively charged tension there that you're holding in your body. And again, you don't have to have any judgment on yourself. You don't have to go negative with yourself. You can be loving and compassionate. There might be a lot of history there that we are still working to clear out and let go of, forgive. So you can use this time to feel this positive love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Allowing the love, peace, harmony to assist you in elevating your positive perspective within your being. Okay. And for those of you who watch the video or rewatch, you can maybe put a pause here if you still are needing to have more time to work through things. You can go back and watch these videos, be in our other wellness classes to be around positive fields that can support us, to clear the negative information, help us gain and connect with this positive frequency and vibrations of love, peace, and harmony. Wonderful. And now let us express gratitude to yourself for making it to this session. And again, allow yourself to have the sincere, like, I'm so grateful I made it here today, that I showed up, part of my self-care. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can express gratitude to others here who support the field with your positivity, your presence and light. The Love, Peace, Harmony field, created by Dr. and Master Jigong Shang, the founder of the Love, Peace, and Harmony Foundation. He is the creator of these beautiful calligraphies that carry this high frequency message and vibration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I would love for you to share more about how this was for you, any insights you may have gained. How was it feeling? The love, peace, and harmony field. I'm going to just stop sharing so I can see the chat. Wonderful. So Mercedes mentioned a realization too on how we say things. The person speaking may not mean bad things, but it's understood on a negative way to the receiving end. Wonderful. That's a great realization. So sometimes we or others may say things and we take it a certain way. So by just changing our perspective on how to say things is wonderful. And she gives, thank you, Laurie, for your continued love and service. Oh, thank you so much, Mercedes, for the expression of gratitude. Thank you for being here and for your beautiful sharing and insights. And I hope that we can continue to continue in the field and continue other wellness opportunities. So just a reminder for those of you who may be new that we do have regular Love, Peace, Harmony also on Mondays with my mother Annette with Tao Wellness Practices. You can see it on the YouTube as well as live by going to our Satori Family Wellness Center.com, and you can register there. We also have our free wellness evening with Tao Calligraphy. These are what we would think of as our next level calligraphies to bring in light to the field. And this is focused on a lot of healing, right? Love, Peace, and Harmony is really focused on bringing more love, peace, and harmony into our lives. It can also be very healing and transformative. And this one would be the next level that you can also experience. And if this is a lot of information and you just want more information to get started on your wellness journey, we are still offering these complimentary support private sessions to help you. And again, although I am a psychologist, I am not performing in this capacity for these sessions. So we do ask that you get your seek your healthcare providers if you do need more support, as we offer no guarantees and are really working to support those who have regular healthcare and all different modalities. Okay, so this works well with all your other modalities. And we can continue with our service journey. This QR code you can share with others. It leads you to the instrumental of Love, Peace, and Harmony. I had it playing in my background, but I don't think you were hearing it. But you may have heard from other sessions. My mom often shares this. Okay, let me just turn off I think I'm blocking the website with the photo, so you can go to the website or the QR code. It can also lead you to a donation code. So if your heart is moved and you want to express gratitude, to the foundation and these services, that would be a beautiful act of service. And great. So thank you, Brittany. She shares that the link that you can go to for that on our Zoom link. She shared these links. So wonderful. And also, if you want to give feedback to us, we do have on our website too. I think we should have a form that you can give feedback, or even just putting it here on the comments or the chat. What is it that you would like improved? How we are doing really helps give us feedback. Any positives that you got? So great, we can put a positive perspective on this, but we also really appreciate ways that we can improve too. So the balance can also be helpful for us because we know that this is for you and others who may really need self-care. And again, just a reminder, putting this in our heart, self-care is service. Increase your self-care to increase the quality of your service. So by being here, all of you, I greatly appreciate or just your presence is service. And thank you, Brittany, for your service. She also posted the general evaluation form link that you can go and even to take a few moments after each class that we have in session. You can talk about the topic if it's been helpful, and also give suggestions of other topics that you feel can benefit you in your self-care. You can share more privately what it is that you might be working on, and maybe we can integrate that into our sessions on Tuesdays. But thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining. Aloha. Thank you. And I will stop the recording so I can say my goodbyes. Thank you.